Hey everyone, it's Angry Turtle, and yes, this is the day I'm ready to give you a review of Outriders, as I spent almost 100 hours testing this game and playing this game. And yes, I have a separate channel dedicated to Outriders, and link you can find just below the video, but I feel like review itself fits much better on my main channel. It's time to start. Yes, I do love this game. But in the same time, don't run to buy it yet before you will listen to what I have to say about problems related to Outriders. Maybe those are not big enough for you to change your decision, but maybe they are, that we'll see. But we'll start from what is the best and what I love about the game. Because even when you look on my title, it's probably a little bit different than other titles reviews. I included there that I'm a Star Trek fan and Fallout fan, because for me personally, what I feel when playing the game is way more important than technical aspect of the game, like what is done right, what is not done right. For me, the important part is what I feel. Do I feel immersed into the game? Do I feel like I want to play more? That is the most important part. And let's start. Therefore, what I love about this game. The planet itself, the alien planet, the visuals in here, the changing scenery. This is amazing. I really feel like exploring alien planets, like going with a mission from the Star Trek with Spock and checking out what happened, what's going to happen, what was in there. And this is amazing part. Actually, the story is really high on my list. I will give it, if you need to have a score, I will give it 9 out of 10 for the story. It's amazing. Story is great. I love it. I really wanted to explore what will happen next. What will story bring to us? And it's perfect for me. The setup of this game, it connects Star Trek in Fallout in the way that it is post-apocalyptic scenario in here. As well, it's an alien planet. And they even included Star Trek references. If you will be playing the game, you will find them. Next, as I don't want to give you any spoilers, boss fights. Those really look and feel cool. When a huge boss appears on the screen and you need to defeat him, you feel powerful, and that is great. That is what we want from the game. We want to have a challenge and feel powerful in the same time. And this is sorted quite nicely in here in this game, because we have world tier system. If you go under world tier, you can see that there is 1 to 15, and as you play you are able to unlock higher world tier categories, and this will make your game harder, but as well it's quite nice and dynamic system. I really like it. I enjoy it a lot when playing the game for the first time, as you basically progress and the game is getting harder, then you always have a challenge, but if it gets too hard, it's not a problem to drop it by 1 or 2 tiers down, as whenever you do that, you just can set the game perfectly to be challenging, but not too hard. And in the same time, you are encouraged to try the highest tier, as going to the higher tier improve your rewards. Then that's a perfect balance for me. I really like this difficulty system based on world tier, rather than going into the setting and choosing easy, normal or hard. This is way better in my opinion. About the combat in the game itself, it's good. I will call it good, because it's not like exceptional. It's not doing anything that will break the system and will be revolutionary in gaming industry, but in the same time it's good. It feels right, it's good. What's not so good is the cover system, because you have this quite cool cover system that you can jump from cover to cover and hide, but in the same time, because you are encouraged to be mobile in this game and dish as much damage as possible and wipe enemies as quickly as possible, the cover system is redundant. If you go and hide, use this cover system, apart from couple specific scenario, you are playing this game wrong. I'm surprised by that. Developers put time to include cover system that's not really in use for longer, but yeah, that's just a weird thing that is in this game. But what's good and amazing as well, the system with weapons and armor and character progression. Like you have selection of skills. Exactly, there is 8 skills, but you can choose only 3 that will be equipped at the time. And this is nice, and it's paired nicely with your class skill tree that you slowly unlock during the main story and when you level up, and then you can customize your character to be whatever you want it to be. What's really good, and there's a lot of skills, but you have only so many points that you cannot just go and max out everything. You need to make choices, and I really love it because it gives you ability to test different builds, how to tackle harder enemies, what you can do about your character, and it's paired really nicely with the upgrades for your armor and weapons, because you will have something like special mods for armor that will boost your skills that you can use in the combat, or different mods that will overall give some special power to your character. Similar situation with the weapons. You can swap those mods, you can slowly progress to unlock better weapon for your character, and this part is quite enjoyable. Grinding for this gear, surprisingly enjoyable. They did it well. And then, after you finish story, you are unlocking the end game, that in this case are expeditions. Expeditions is a special map that you unlock, and then you jump and do them. You can keep repeating those expeditions as many times as you want. And they're quite fun, not very long, like usually between 10 and 20 minutes in length, and you can get more resources and upgrade some endgame gear. You can test your character, how far it can go, how many expedition tier can you unlock. That's quite cool addition. Now about the game and how long it will take. That's where we start going into the point that I'm not sure if you should buy it already or not, because depend on your platform. If you are on Xbox and you can get it with a Game Pass, then for me that's no-brainer to download it and try, because it's amazing. But if you need to pay a full price of AAA title, what's here in UK, it's 50 quid for this game. And story itself will be between 20 to 30 hours, depend if you do all the side quests, how much you are engaged in the story, or if you push just the main story. Or if you play on game journalist mode, and by that I mean the lowest possible difficulty just to see what is story about, then probably like 10 hours. If you lower difficulty to 0. But that being said, is it worth the price for you? Because story is really good and great, and this is a problem that you need to answer. How much the good story is worth for you? Because as here, that's between 20 and 30 hours, as I said, for the story that you will get for AAA price. But if you will be engaged in this game in grinding and doing those expeditions, then that can add solid 40 hours at least, and then you can try different characters, different builds and stuff. Then you'll be into that, you will definitely get a lot of hours. But otherwise, story itself, if you don't care about more, then you will top it up at maximum of 30 hours. Now we have multiplayer in this game as well, and if you choose multiplayer, that's a problem here. This game was heavily advertised as co-op, that you will play with others, and that was main focus. But in here, if you want to play with others, you have only 2 options if you want to use matchmaking. Story of expeditions. I need to tell you, matchmaking is extremely minimalistic and not finished at all. All it does for you, it will match you up with someone, who knows with who, not even with similar power quite often as you are. Plus, it can be even the situation where you'll be joining someone who's busy and don't even want to play, who's just managing his inventory, or is it just AFK player? Then this is not finished. It's working great if you have your friends and you play with them. If you want to play with friends, up to 2 friends, it's good. If you want to use matchmaking, it's bad, it's really bad. Then I need to tell you about that. It's only work for you if you go and play with friends, or if you go onto some Discord and find people that want to play with you. then that's how it's working. Co-op is not a strong side. What else the problem was in this game that you need to be aware of? It was inventory wipe related to the game being online only. Even though the majority of the game core is a single player focus, then this game is online only, what means your game save is on the server side. Then if server is down, you cannot even play the game. If something happened when your game is creating a save on the server, your inventory can disappear. And they promised to fix it, but so far I know they tried once and they failed, and now they're fixing it again. Then you always need to be aware there is some risk. Although, to give credit to developers, they did one restoration of items already and give back those lost items, that they reverted the problem, and they promised that they do it again for people that still lost their inventory. Then here, I will not go into more details, but you need to be aware about this problem. And the last thing that feels really not finished in this game is the map. If you see the map, I have it open now, it will only show me where I am, in which segment. Like, you see those 3 arrows? It just shows me that I'm in this segment. It will not show me where exactly. I can be here, I can be here, I can be here next to the border. It will not show me. And it's quite confusing. Sometimes if your quest objective guide bug out, I will show you how it's looked like. When you press this button, it will be like this white line reading you to the quest objective. If this will bug out, and sometimes it bugs out and will lead you into the wall, you have like no way to figure out where to go. As you can see in top left corner, the compass, there is no north, there is nothing, there is no directions. And those white icons, those are only here if you are really close to those items. If you move a little bit farther, you can see they disappear really quickly. And if you move a little bit farther, you just have empty compass without any directions, and you have no clue. It's only helpful, as you can see here, to locate your enemies. But apart from that, your compass will not help you. That's one thing that really feels unfinished. But now, overall, to summarize my experience. Yes, I did enjoy this game a lot. I love it. I had a blast playing it. The first 30 hours was amazing. After those 30 hours, I figured out that I quite enjoy exploring different builds and figuring out how everything in this game actually works. Then I put much more hours into the game. There are some downsides that I mention for you in here if you will need to make your own decision, but so far I can live with them. I got used to it. It's not the worst thing ever, although it will be great if they improve it at some point. And now I think I said everything you need to know. Let me know. Are you interested in this game? Are you considering buying it? Maybe you already bought it. Were you happy about it or not? I would love to know what you think about Outriders, guys. And now, as always, thank you all for watching, and see you all in the next one.